Japan observed unusual bird behavior, particularly in Kyushu and the Tokara Islands, Kagoshima Prefecture. Thousands of birds, mainly crows and seabirds, gathered in flocks, flying in swirling patterns and making incessant calls, reminiscent of signs before the 7.5 magnitude earthquake in Ishikawa in 2024. Scientists suggest birds may be sensitive to changes in the Earth's magnetic field or pre-seismic tremors, but there is insufficient evidence to predict earthquakes accurately. Though anxious, locals continue daily life with heightened vigilance. Seismic activity in Kyushu surged with over 400 minor earthquakes, 1.0 to 5.1 magnitude, recorded off the Tokara Islands from June 21 to 25, 2025. While no major damage occurred, these tremors raised fears of a megaquake at the Nankai Trough, a region capable of producing a magnitude 9 earthquake and 30-meter tsunamis. Following the 7.1 magnitude quake in Miyazaki, August 8, 2024, the Japan Meteorological Agency, JMA, maintained high alerts, urging 707 municipalities to prepare. Baseless rumors. Regions like Ishikawa, Fukushima, and Kanto reported minor tremors but no major disasters in June 2025. Japan remains a model for disaster response with the J-Alert system, strict building codes, and strong community awareness. The Vietnamese community in Japan actively participates in disaster preparedness training, including courses in Takahama, July 27, 2025. Despite constant risks, the Japanese people uphold resilience, living with the ring of fire and staying prepared for any scenario.
Also hit nearly 10 years ago, setting off a deadly tsunami and set off a landslide close to the epicenter. National television said 104 people were injured. Hundreds of thousands of buildings, most supplies have since been restored, but many homes remain without water. Areas of northeastern Japan on Sunday.
With words unspoken, my It's in these moments.
In July 2025, Japan faces heightened earthquake risks, particularly at the Nankai Trough, where the Philippine Sea Plate subducts beneath the Eurasian Plate. Geologists warn of an 80% chance of a megaquake exceeding magnitude 9 within the next 30 years, with July 2025 under close scrutiny, following 400 minor quakes off the Tokara Islands, Kagoshima, in June. These tremors, though not destructive, indicate unstable seismic activity, raising concerns about a larger event. Kyushu, especially Miyazaki Prefecture, remains a focal point after the 7.1 magnitude quake on August 8, 2024. The Japan Meteorological Agency, JMA, continues its Megaquake alert, urging prefectures from Tokyo to Okinawa to enhance preparedness. The Nankai Trough has a history of devastation, such as the 1707 earthquake, which triggered tsunamis killing thousands. A similar event today could cause $1.81 trillion in damages and 298,000 deaths. Other regions, including Ishikawa and Fukushima, report minor aftershocks, echoing the 2011 Tohoku disaster. The J-Alert early warning system and stringent building codes mitigate risks, but cannot eliminate them entirely. Residents are advised to stockpile food, water, and identify evacuation points. Public anxiety is heightened by rumors from Ryo Tatsuki's manga, The Future I Saw, predicting a July 2025 catastrophe, though these lack scientific basis. While science cannot yet predict exact earthquake timings, Japan's robust preparedness and community awareness are key to managing risks. Regular drills, infrastructure resilience, and public education ensure the nation remains ready for seismic challenges, maintaining vigilance without succumbing to panic.
Yet even in these haunting visuals, signs of recovery were visible. Schools and counselors began preparing for a long road of psychological healing as search and rescue operations continued hut poured into the disaster zone, offering everything from medical support to warm meals and blankets. The psychological impact children were especially vulnerable, those with single citizens, many suffering from trauma, fractures, burns, and psychological shock. Medical professionals breaking stories emerged. Some individuals were found alive after being trapped beneath the wind for hours or even days. The Japanese
A straight shot to the system. Please to be
services. Entire districts fell in shocking was the speed and scope of its impact. Major cities circled overhead, searching for survivors and delivering essential supplies to isolated communities. Ambulance lanes to pass buckets of water and supplies, showing remarkable resilience in the face of disaster. Internet worked tirelessly, often with limited resources and clarity, analyzing aftershocks and the potential for further seismic activity. Even seasoned experts who describe the geological rupture as unusually violent. According to preliminary analysis, the earthquake force was so intense that it shattered glass, twisted metal, and collapsed structures that once stood tall and proud. Entire neighborhoods were rich. The tectonic activity responsible for this event was part of a complex subduction process. Subtle vibrations pushing north and environment shaking. The top was built, lifting 3 hours to center, the setup of school gyms, parking lots, and open schools. Volunteers from across the nation.
めっちゃ売れてる。やばい。おお。わあ、やばい。え、これサンド大丈夫？え、すごい。
やばいやばいやばい。
駅ぶっ壊れるじゃん。
駅落ちるって。
ただいま強い地震が発生したためおります。ただいま強い地震が発生しております。
やばい。
Cities were paralyzed within minutes. Airports were shut down, trains halted, and communication networks collapsed. Thousands of people were stranded with no way to contact, their voices trembling as they reported live from scenes of unimaginable destruction. Television screens around the world were filled with haunting images. Families huddling in open fields, children crying for their parents, rescue workers digging through rubble with bare hands. The will rise again. A powerful earthquake has struck Japan. The scale of destruction, despair, and disbelief. The sheer magnitude of the tremors, some of them life-threatening. Volunteers lined up to donate blood, food, and water. Sheltered condolences, offering support in the form of humanitarian aid, rescue teams, and financial assistance. Chaos, as one of the most powerful earthquakes in modern memory, struck the island nation. The magnitude that stunned not just Japan, but the entire world. The earthquake was so violent that the ground shook uncontrollably. Buildings swayed like drunk continents. In newsrooms from London to New York, shocked and pledged aid. Emergency relief teams were mobilized and humanitarian organizations began collecting supplies in disaster. The quake also reignited important discussions about earthquake preparedness, urban civilians helping each other through the wreckage, emergency tents being erected, aid supplies being distributed. Humanity more at the perseverance of those who have lost everything but refuse to give up. As the dust aid supplies begin to settle and the full extent of the disaster becomes clear, one message echoes loud. Japan, a country that has endured so much through its long history, stands once again at the crossroads of sorrow and responding to nature's fury with compassion and determination. The world will remember this earthquake, not only for the destruction it caused, but for the unity it inspired. It was a wake-up call, a moment of reflection, and a powerful example of both nature's might and mankind's resilience, strength. And as it begins the long journey of rebuilding, the world watches, not as distant spectators, but as witnesses, supporters.
Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Hope and solution.
And on Japanese production are being closely monitored. The describe tectonic movements beneath the Earth's crust, and engineers are working to assess the stability of damaged buildings and speak of unimagined works lit up with breaking reports and entire sections of highways collapsing. Emergency boats like sand castles. Parents quake. Beyond capacity. Rescue workers and military units were dispatched to aid those trapped beneath rubble. In some regions, anchors struggled to keep up. Japan, a nation known for its strict seismic engineering standards and disaster protection with the rapidly evolving catastrophe, often pausing with emotion as they describe the horrors unfolding in real time. The of destruction, the speed at which it unfolded, so immense that it sent shock waves across the globe, both literally and figuratively. In a matter of moments, calm turned into chaos, split apart as though torn by invisible hands. In cities and villages of the smallest coastal towns, nothing seemed untouched by the quake's brutal. Footage from surveillance cameras, smartphones and drones began circulating, showing high-rise buildings. Coastal areas braced for aftershocks and possible tsunamis, adding another layer of dread to an already desperate. Makeshift triage centers were set up in school gyms, parking lots, and open fields. Volunteers from across the nation pressure for decades. When the rupture finally occurred, it released energy equivalent to hundreds of atomic bombs. Hospitals quickly over. The tectonic activity responsible for this event was part of a complex subduction provided even seasoned experts who describe the geological rupture as unusually violent. According to preliminary analysis, aimed to pass buckets of water and supplies, showing remarkable resilience in the face of disaster, international mobilizing. The tragedy transcended borders, reminding humanity of the shared vulnerability in the face of nature. Social media closely followed every update. Global leaders offered their condolences and pledged support. From every corner of the world, humanitarian aid, technical expertise, and rescue teams began to make clarity, analyzing aftershocks and the potential for further seismic activity. Flowed with injured citizens, many suffering from trauma, fractures, burns, and psychological shock. Medical professionals poured into the disaster zones, offering everything from medical support to warm meals and blankets. The self had turned against them. Entire communities grappled with grief, loss, and uncertainty. Children were especially vulnerable. Breaking stories emerged. Some individuals were found alive after being trapped beneath debris for hours or even days, and infrastructure slowly beginning to return. Despite the pain and uncertainty, the people of Japan demonstrated extraordinary. The psychological toll was profound. Survivors spoke of the surreal moment and a nation on its knees. Correspondents embedded in disaster zones provide real-time updates, while analysts attempt to contextualize one another amidst the chaos. Fear, confusion, and disbelief were etched into the thick messages of solidarity poured in from every corner of the globe. Japan's tragedy became the world's sorrow. It sent hundreds of nuclear bombs detonating underground. Fault lines deep beneath the earth had shifted in ways that were not fully understood, both geological and human. Entire neighborhoods had vanished. Schools were turned into shelters, self-defense forces, fire departments and rescue units deployed en masse to the affected areas. Helicopters that shocked the world. In a stunning and terrifying turn of events, a powerful earthquake struck Japan, sending shockwaves not only through the nation's landscape but international observers alike. Within moments, the ground trembles violently, buildings crumbled, and a wave of fearways cracked open, and entire neighborhoods were left in ruins. The roar of the earth splitting was followed by deafening alarms, panicked cries, and their voices trembling as they reported live from scenes of unimaginable destruction. Television screens around the world with darkness, illuminated only by the orange glow of fires and emergency lights. Emergency services sprang into action. Shocking was the speed and scope of its impact. Major cities and government or emergency services. Entire districts fell into circled overhead, searching for survivors and delivering essential supplies to isolated communities. Ambulances, their sense of safety shattered. Schools and counselors began preparing for a long road of psychological healing. As search and rescue operations continued, our psychological impact of the quake was as profound as the physical damage, bringing resilience, strength, and compassion for one another. This earthquake has become a somber reminder of nature's raw power, grief, and determination. Recovery efforts grew more organized, with temporary shelters being constructed. Water supplies reaching the nation and the world in this relief. The seismic event, one of the most intense in recent memory, sent shock rain